Hi everyone. So I thought I'd do things a little differently. I'm on location. That sounds kind of fancy. But I am outside, obviously, in my town. And behind me, I'll show you, is our local lake, situated in downtown, basically. When the town was founded, middle 1800s, maybe a little earlier than that. As things, without any kind of plumbing or anything like that, things were settled near bodies of water, and so our downtown is, we call it our historic downtown. We've got the buildings that are at least 100 years old, and what I'm leaning up against, I need to back up and show you this. So it's hard to see the screen because of the light. Let's see that. So that right there. I'll back up again. So what I'm leaning up against is a brick wall, or a rock wall, I guess, that starts over there, where I'm pointing at, and goes kind of there. So I'm going to turn like this. Like I said, I can't see the screen very well. And goes kind of over there. Anyway, so this wall is historic in itself. This was one of the CCC projects from the 30s. For those of you not familiar, the 1930s was, of course, during the Great Depression, and with I haven't researched this, but it was like a quarter, at least 25% of Americans were out of work, and so a lot of the programs we have now were put in place during that time to help people survive. And one of the things that took place was the President Roosevelt at the time. He started the CCC, and help me out, those of you, was it something civilian, something corps, or something, something like that. I know the word civilian and something corps. I don't know what the other C stands for. Basically, they found stuff for people to do, whether it's build walls like this, or plant trees, or any number of things around the country, and then they'd pay them a amount of money to survive on, and that's how this country was kept going until the Depression finally ended, and then of course right after that was World War II, and so things finally didn't get better until after that. But anyway, enough with that history lessons. So I'm out here basically at home because Mom's got the radio on and I couldn't do a video, and I hadn't had anything ready yet. So I thought I'd go outside, and then I gotta run to church, sit outside, and upload this. So I'm gonna keep this short because it's kind of chilly out here. The ice just went out on the lake. I'd say maybe a week ago or so there was ice still on the lake. So the water might look inviting. It's rather cold. So I was planning on telling 2 stories, but I think I'm going to keep it to 1. And because the longer this video is, the longer it's going to take to upload. And I'm cold. So, and I'm going to have to go to church and sit outside and then sit on, there's a metal bench outside. That's going to be cold. There's no sun out right now. So, anyway. So, my story takes place several years ago. I don't know when. I'd say maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago maybe? I have no idea. And we were up north where we go. And I don't know why, but we were split up. So my parents were in one cabin, and my Aunt Wendy and I were in one of the little bitty cabins. They have 2 cabins. One has a bed and a little bathroom and a desk. The other one has 2 beds and a little bathroom and a desk. So we were in the one with the 2 beds, and we had a great time. Some one-on-one time with my aunt. And I remember one night she was sleeping, I was up, I had the light on, the door was open, the inside door was open, and I clearly heard the call of a loon somewhere outside. So that was special. Anyway, so the day came for us to pack up and leave. And so my aunt and I were in and out of the door, grabbing suitcases and stuff and hauling out to my parents' car and back and forth. Now, to go in and out of the under the cabin, there was a set of stairs, set of steps, and a very, very small deck, just big enough for a small, or not a, well, kind of a, regular size add or on deck chair. And so you just, it was kind of like under the window next to the door. So little cabin, little deck. So my aunt and I, we were in and out, back and forth. And on one of my trips back inside, I happened to look down at the Adirondack chair, and there sitting in the seat was a chickadee, a little bird. And he's just sitting there watching us, and I kind of stopped, and I'm like, well, that's weird. Why is he just sitting there? Of course, chickadees they're pretty friendly with people. They don't get freaked out like other birds, like mourning doves. Mourning doves are they're terrified of human beings. But chickadees tend to not be. But I thought, well, but still, this was, going way beyond that. So I thought, I wonder if he'll let me, pick him up. So I very carefully, very slowly brought my hand down, and he didn't move, and I encircled my hand around him like this, and I went to lift him up, and I couldn't. He was stuck somehow. So I was like, well, okay, so what's going on here? So I fiddled around for a little bit and kind of examined the situation, and I quickly figured out that at some point, whenever the bird decided to, sit and take a rest on the chair, his foot had dropped down in the slot between the boards, and he made a little fist and couldn't bring his foot back up. And so he was stuck. And kind of reminds me of that, what is that Aesop's fable about, what is it, I don't remember the animal, with the jar, or maybe it was a person with the jar, and, it's kind of I can't remember what it is. The thing's in the jar, and they're trying to grab stuff, and then they make a fist, but it's got a narrow neck jar, and can't get it out. And then another animal comes out with it was like a stork or something, and picked one thing out, one pebble out at a time, or whatever it is, and and so the kind of the moral of the story is don't be greedy. So that's what it reminded me of. Anyway, so I kind of fiddled with it, and finally got his foot free. So it's like, now I got a chickadee in my hand. I was like, this never happens. So I went around and showed everybody, look what I found, and told everybody the story, blah, blah, blah. And Fran's like, okay, well, better let him go. So I lifted up my hand, and he flew up into the nearby tree, and then he went dee-dee-dee, kind of like a thank you. And I always thought that was really special. On our way home that day, we stopped at one of the gift shops along the way, and I was going through the gift shop, and I found this little statue of a chickadee, and so I bought it. It's kind of a like a commemoration of what happened, and that statue is now sitting in our living room. And if I remember to, I'll have to show it to you guys on another video. So that's my little story, and I've got plans for next video and other videos and other stories, and hopefully a Young Box video will be coming along soon. And yeah, so hope you all are doing well during this quarantine time. I am. Yeah. So anyway, so I guess that's it, and see you here, there, and around, and later, and so on. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Bye.